All right.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing while we recognize those who have and remember those who have passed since their last meeting. Clyde Bucky Morrow.
Look.
Okay, we have a roll call. Mike?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Cassie?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
We have full board in attendance tonight. The fire exits are out this fire escape door here. Don't go out to the steps if there's an emergency in the building. No correspondence, correct?
No.
Okay. Mr. Kyer at this point is not here unless he shows up momentarily. This would be a time for petitioners' time. People, any residents that have any concerns with the town, if you're in the building, you come up to the podium, you state your name, you discuss your concern. We'll go with, sir, what's your name?
Howard Ball, B-A-U-L.
Okay.
So I live on 108 Church Street in Kerhonkson. That is not what I'm here to speak about tonight. I'm here to speak about Turkey Hill and Old Queens Highway.
Okay.
If I could just approach.
Thank you.
So my son lives on Maple Street, which is a private road off of Turkey Hill. Those pictures that I just presented you are the conditions of where 209 and Turkey Hill meet and where Old Queens Highway and 209 meet. He purchased his house in 2017. Both of those roads look like that in 2017.
What are the names of the roads?
So it is
Turkey Hill and Old Queens Highway.
Old Queens Highway and 209, which is right by the Troopers Barracks.
Right.
In Kerhonkson, and Turkey Hill in 209, which is basically the other side of that same road. So over the last several years, there's been an occasional mediocre patch job, which lasts a couple of weeks at best. As I said, he purchased his house in 2017. There's several residents that live up that road and off of those roads. There's a lot of taxpayers up there. His taxes were paid in 2018, 2019, all the way till today. He has contacted the town's office, the town highway office, was told to be put on the list. Then he was told it's the state problem because it abuts 209 and it's their problem so many feet off of the road. He contacted the state said it's a town road, it's their problem. It's a municipal road. It's a municipal town road. If it's the state's responsibility, it's the town's responsibility to get on the state to fix it. If it's the town's responsibility, then it's the town's responsibility to fix it. That road has been like that in excess of 6 years now. So regardless of which way you come in, you're potentially damaging your car. There's also one picture in there that's just Turkey Hill. That's just a single pothole in the middle of Turkey Hill as you're driving up. There are other conditions with both of those roads as well, but those were the most dramatic that we took pictures of. To continue to get the runaround of it's a town road, it's a state problem, it's a town problem. It's the town's road, it's the town's responsibility to either hold the state accountable or fix the road if it's a town road. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. The patch jobs are unacceptable, if they even happen. So that's why I'm here tonight. If it in fact is the state's problem, well, it's the town's responsibility to hold the state accountable to fix it then. The whole water system was put in, which doesn't service anybody up in that area.
At one point, the DEP was going to do Turkey Hill.
No, I understand that, but that's not the point. My point is the water system was put in, there was work done, And even then, the road wasn't repaired, even after the work, like they were there working. You know, this past winter was a very light winter. You know, I represent a lot of municipalities in my job as a union rep, and I got to tell you, there was not a lot of overtime spent this past winter. There was not a lot of material used this past winter, and a lot of municipalities have a large surplus in their town highway departments.
So-
It's unacceptable for our town roads to look like that. So whoever's accountable, it needs to be fixed. So thank you.
Find out for you.
Thank you.
Howard, do you want these back?
No, you can have them.
I got a question, what's the length of the road?
I don't know off the top of my head. I know what he's talking about. I know he talked to both, past guys that run it. And they say it's town roads this way. When they put the water line in there, that should have been repaired then. I already did that.
We'll investigate it.
Well, like I said, he's been getting the runaround for several years now. It's just not acceptable. Not acceptable. A lot of taxes in that whole
When was the
area.
last time he put a thing in? Because I can find out. I don't see anything on my records at
I called
all.
right before Labor Day, I called the town, and then also the state.
Who'd you talk to in the town, you know?
Whoever the lady is in the office that answers.
Okay, I'll find out for you, okay?
Same thing with the state. I called them.
Or the state, just forget about it. Look at 209 all the way across 209. You went 209 from Woodsboro, from Somerville to Kingston.
I get it, I work for a county, I know how.
You know what I mean? But I'll find out.
And
Okay?
anytime we get an issue, we address it and it fixed. And it's not happening on my end, and I don't think it's right.
Now, where do you live down there? You live down? Or your son does? His son, Mike, was Mike Ball?
He does.
Okay,
He does. I just speak back,
okay,
which is why I presented.
all right, all right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any, well, I think, Jack, yeah, you can come up. Jack Grippo is chairman of the environmental group for the town of Wawarsing, and we'll get to you, son, in the back after this.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, I'm here tonight representing the Environmental Conservation Commission. I have a short PowerPoint here for you regarding the Drinking Water Source Protection Program Plan. We've been working on it for 5 years, and we have completed our work for the time being. So just wanted to go with a brief history. In 2015, the town adopted a revised comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is a vision for the town that identifies the goals, objectives, principles, guidelines, policies, standards, devices, and instruments for the immediate and long-range protection, enhancement, growth, and development of the town. A policy recommendation of that plan was to provide for protection of groundwater sources that supply drinking water in the town. That's what we've been working on. In 2018, the town adopted an open space plan as an appendix to the town comprehensive plan. A recommendation of that plan was to expand the town efforts regarding source water and groundwater aquifer protection for drinking water. And in 2018, the town passed a resolution to participate in the New York Rural Water Association's federally funded Source Water Protection Program to provide technical assistance at no charge to rural and small communities for the development and implementation of local source water protection plans designed to prevent the deterioration of water resources used for drinking water. Over the 5 years, there are several people who have worked on this plan. Some of them have passed on, some of them have moved on, some of them have moved out of state. And we don't have to go through that. There were 4 plans developed and there was a study done. There was a drinking water source protection program plan for each of the 3 water districts, Wawarsing, Napanock, or Huntington. And then there was a summary plan that was presented in December of 2022. In the middle of all this was COVID, and it just screwed everything up. And then there was the town planner, Nelson Pope Flores, developed a study of the overlay district. Okay, so there was 1 plan for each of the 3 districts and 1 for the aquifer. The future of water protection. It seems that the protections for many aquifers, waterways, and wetlands are falling to states and the local communities. According to the New York Times last month, the Environmental Protection Agency curtailed pollution protections for millions of streams, wetlands, and other bodies of water in order to comply with a recent United States Supreme Court ruling. These waterways and wetlands protect our drinking water, absorb floods, and provide habitat for wildlife. And in their investigative report entitled "America is Using Up Its Groundwater Like There's No Tomorrow," the Times stated that one of the biggest obstacles is that the depletion of this unseen yet essential natural resource is barely regulated. The federal government plays almost no role, and individual states have implemented a dizzying array of often weak rules. So the Town Environmental Conservation Commission thanks the board for their consideration of these plans. I know you put a lot of time into it. Although this board has decided not to adopt or act on them, we hope the plans will prove useful and provide a baseline for future boards. We are here tonight to formally present the town with all the material that has been developed for this study, and it will be in one place, right here, so that future boards will be able to readily refer to it. And that's the end for now.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work that you've done on this project.
Hey, you too. Everybody on that committee?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. We're done. We're done. For now.
For now.
For now.
You're gonna recharge though.
Yep, recharge, and
And we're also, in the workshop, we discussed applying for that organized grant, right? So,
yeah, I'll stop down. And,
that's a good, that's a good opportunity maybe for the town, obviously, and maybe this building itself.
I hope so. That'd be good. Save you some money and,
Save the
Most
taxpayer.
definitely.
Jack, I just also want to thank you guys for this work. I think it's definitely sensitized this board as to the importance of paying attention to that. So it's definitely not work that was wasted by any stretch of the imagination. It's a matter, as I mentioned before, in the workshop, it's a matter of balancing things. But I think we've got definitely a heightened sensitivity and making sure that what happens from a planning and a building and zoning standpoint, we've always got to keep that in mind as we move forward and develop and further developing the town.
understood. We understand. It's a tough decision. There's always a balance.
Did you ever think about working in code enforcement or anything?
No.
I've never done that.
That was his career.
Oh, it's a career?
Your career.
My career?
That was your career.
I'm a little old for a career right now.
All right.
Thank you anyway.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Good night, Jack.
Just a call. 9:14 is when somebody called it in. 9:14.
That was the last time. This has been ongoing for years.
9:14, that's the only one I got.
That was the most recent, correct?
This year.
Last week.
It was called in the spring. It was called in last year at least 2 or 3 times. There's been communications with the state.
The only
This
one
is,
I got right here.
well, look, I don't know what you have, but like I said, it's been since 2017. This isn't anything new.
This is just, I just want to let you know, I got something. Just got it.
All right. There's anybody on Zoom that has any?
This gentleman.
Come on.
Come on up. But if there is anybody on Zoom after this gentleman goes, we can discuss it also.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Jonathan Chamberlain. I am a student at Rondout Valley. My senior year, this is my first conference or meeting ever done. And I just wanted to voice my opinion on the roads of Route 209. I've been a resident here for all my life, and the road's just been constantly in my car. I've just been like bouncing in the seat everywhere. I don't really like the quality and conditions of the roads. I would love for my action to influence the fact that the road will be changed into a better quality, like, for example, the Wurtsboro one, the one you're going away to Wurtsboro, that road. I like that road. That road is really smooth. I would just love that road to be like Route 209, so everyone will be able to enjoy it.
The road that goes to Woodsboro is Route 209.
Yeah, but they redid it from.
Yeah, they just redid
it.
Line to Wards.
I
Yeah,
know.
As soon back when they get to Ulster County, they stop.
yeah.
You go Sullivan County on 52, they stop. You go the other way on 52 toward Pine Bush, they stop. That's the state.
So we're gonna have to talk to the state.
Yep.
About 209.
Great, that'd be lovely. Thank you, guys. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks for coming.
And keep coming to the meeting.
And join us again.
All right, with that, no longer any concerns at this particular meeting. Let's go to our agenda. Budget modifications, we have none. Town board approved bills as audited.
So moved.
Yep.
Second.
Mike, Bill and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
And motion's carried. The assessor report, the building report, the justice report, highway report, town clerk's report, maintenance report, dog controller's office report, supervisor's report. That would be,
I'll move 3 through 10.
I'll second it.
Bill makes a motion for 3 through 10, and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motions are carried. Town board authorized the town clerk to advertise and set the following dates in October for the budget workshop meetings to discuss the 2023 budget, October 2nd, 4th, 11th, 16th, and 18th.
24 budget.
That's a, yeah,
That's
typo
it.
there.
Correct that typo.
Okay, so that obviously is the 24th budget, 24 budget. So do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board authorizes supervisor to execute an agreement with Employee Services LLC in the amount of $2,575 for the Employee Assistance Program from 10/1/23 to 9/30/24.
So moved.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Town board to approve the invoice from Selective Insurance for the Wawarsing Water District in the amount of $28.93.
So moved.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the service order from First Light in the amount of $32 a month for 36 months for internet services at 108 Canal Street.
I just want to make a comment on that before we vote on it. What that actually is for, we're in the process, as the board knows, of converting over to a new phone system and town hall. And this $32 a month basically is to take care of the alarm system, dedicated line, and the dedicated line that's required by law for the elevators. Currently, we're paying for those lines each about $61 a month. Both lines now will end up costing the town $32 a month. And then also as part of that, we'll be moving the fax services over. And instead of spending in the neighborhood of $250 a month, the town's going to be spending about $80 a month for the fax services. So this is as we've enhanced and modernized the phone system, we're hopefully going to see obviously better service, but we're also going to see some cost savings as well. And that's what that whole motion is about.
So I'm gonna make the motion.
Yes, and I'll make the motion.
Second.
Paul makes a motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
And as Paul said, that's a very good savings and actually a better product.
Yep.
13, town board to approve the invoice from Selective Insurance for the Wawarsing Water District in the amount of $28.90.
We did that. We're on 15.
15.
Whoa, okay.
That's okay.
15, town board to approve invoice 20-235-191 in the amount of $10,087.50 to Advanced Testing Company, Inc. for the new highway garage and rehabilitation project.
So moved.
I think that's, I'll give it to Bill this time and, oh, no.
Last time.
Give it to
Mike
Give
made
it
the
to Mike.
motion and Bill seconded it, okay? All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried.
Next one's mine.
16, town board authorizes supervisor to execute cage order number 8 for Darlin Associates.
It's supposed to be
Inc.
change order.
Change order.
Yeah, well,
Typo.
who typed this up? This is a net deduction change order for $30,767 due to the reduction of scope to keep in place existing covering open structure per CCD number 1 issued on 5/12/23. The net deduction is $30,767, leaving a revised contract amount of $7,220,335.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. 17, Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 10 for Darlin Associates, Inc. to draw down from the $250,000 allowance per specification, section 012100, section 3.3.a.1, due to architectural changes of firewalls per CCD number 8 issued on 8/31/23. The amount of the drawdown is $33,661. The remaining balance of the allowance will be $49,370.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
And that's the highway garage.
Yep.
Yep.
Number 18, Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 3 for J&J SAS Electric, Inc. to draw down from $90,000 allowance per specification 012100, section 3.3A4 for scope coordination. Amount of the drawdown is $942.67. The remaining balance of the drawdown will be $46,025.21.
So moved.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 19, Town Board to approve payment application number 2 in the amount of $33,250 to J&J SAS Electric, Inc. for the highway garage and rehabilitation electrical.
So moved.
Second.
Mike and Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town Board to approve payment number 1 in the amount of $48,094.70 to DJ Heating and Air Conditioning, Inc. for the highway garage and rehabilitation project mechanical part.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town Board to approve payment number 2 in the amount of $92,854.90 to Aero Plumbing and Heating, Inc. for the Wawarsing Highway Garage and Rehab. Plumbing, this is the plumbing, we have the mechanical and the electrical. So now we're on the plumbing.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes the motion, Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town Board to approve payment application number 3 in the amount of $577,764.35 to Darlin Associates, Inc. for the highway garage and rehabilitation project, general construction.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Think we're
Town
making
Board-
progress on the highway garage?
Yes, we
You
are.
think we are?
Absolutely.
Look at the agenda there, the construction, the plumbing, the mechanical, the electrical. I think the project's moving along. So, number 23, Town Board to approve the expense for the following elected appointed officials to attend the Associations of Towns annual meeting and training from February 18th to February 21st. Supervisor House will serve as the delegate. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motions are carried. Motion is carried. 24, Town Board to approve the expense for the planning board members to attend the Association of the Town's 2024 annual meeting and training school from 2/18 to 2/21.
So moved.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town Board to approve the release of the building department fee in the amount of $216 to Steve Pfeiffer due to the applicant withdrawing his application. This is per the recommendation of the building department in a letter dated September 15th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
We're going to table 26, Terry.
Did I vote on that yet? Did we just make the deciding vote on that?
Oh,
On 25.
on 25, we
Yes.
did, yeah.
Yes.
So, and then you're.
26 we're gonna
and
table.
Cassie's saying what?
We're not going to do 26 because we have a funding issue, but we'll figure it out.
So that is tabled
Tabled,
until
yep.
the next meeting?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and there is no other motions that we're making, right?
Nope.
Any other business?
Nope.
Okay, now we'll discuss highway superintendent's.
I'd like to purchase a roller from, not to exceed $38,000. I guess we're okay to buy a roller. Our roller is obsolete.
And the payment is from where?
It's gonna come out of my fund balance.
This is,
Yeah, it's just, right now, we're just trying this machine. I just like that, okay to go ahead and purchase it.
It's on Monday's agenda.
Oh, it's on Monday?
Yep, we just needed the numbers from
I
you,
just-
Tony.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we discussed this, I think.
got
All
it.
I gave it to Tracy this morning.
Okay.
And she's got it on Monday's agenda.
Okay?
right, no problem.
On this thing about Clay Hill and Turkey Hill, I'm gonna look tomorrow. I think we paved that maybe 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped by the water thing on 209 on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because we think that was the state have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I will find out tomorrow for sure,
Okay,
all right?
thank you.
I know
Yeah,
we paved-
definitely, something needs,
As far as paving on 209, that's state.
That's
That's state.
I went from county line to Kingston. It's nothing but, it's terrible.
yeah.
Route 17 didn't look too good either.
So any word on
Take
the,
52, go either way.
any word on the blacktop plants when they're closing this year?
Depends on the
Sometime,
weather.
like maybe November,
If it's staying.
Thanksgiving, that area. I talked to Darwin people today, and I think we're not gonna pave that this year down to Town Barn. All right, we're just gonna let it go. And we'll have to do
Dr.
it in the
Darling
spring.
In the
tonight?
spring?
Yeah, Andy, we're gonna do it in the spring,
Which part of the paving?
the whole thing, all around.
So how are they gonna put the building on in November?
That's,
That's inside the,
That's the
that's
problem.
concrete
they're
in
gonna,
the garage.
they're gonna put it,
We're, Tony, we're gonna pave that
yes,
in-house.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so that was my question, is that
we are gonna do it in-house.
the building itself, we don't want to delay.
No.
No, the building's gonna come, gonna be put down there, we're gonna put probably some of the stuff down to Littman Park, big stuff, and then gonna bring it back and forth. Right now, the building should be up sometime starting November. The building should be here.
The new building, Chris, 80 by 200.
All right. But we talked to Darwin today, they figured by the time we get all this stuff done, because some stuff is not there yet, so they can't complete what they've got to do on digging. So they say, let's plan with just touch what we done and go from there.
Unless something extreme happens and the weather's cool and everything's moving faster.
Well, like I told them, my people are gonna be going out on vacation from October to November, gone. So, I'm not bringing guys back on vacation to do this job. It's gonna be a while. It's roughly about 700 ton that we have to put there. So far this year, we put 1,150 ton down,
Yeah, you
So
did a great job this year,
Yeah.
as of today.
as always.
But we didn't finish the landfill yet. Because the pavers being looked on Monday. We keep having problems with it.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the project and
We're in,
the roller.
the roller we're gonna need.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm
Guys, right, you're good?
I'm good.
Bill Brown?
Parks, the, one piece of playground equipment has been delivered. It's being stored at the village until the other piece shows up. Prior to that, them shipping it, they're going to notify us so that we can get the wooden structure tore down and removed to make room for the new equipment. We're currently, huh?
Are we taking that down?
It's probably a combination between us and the village or whatever. It is part of our $25,000 in-kind
Okay.
work.
Because we have the town part of it that we're doing is the playground.
And Resource Recovery is going to help us out with dumpsters
Okay.
as soon as we get a date. I told them that we need to know at least a week or 10 days ahead of when that thing is coming to give us plenty of time to
First
tear it
piece
down.
is here, so we have to get a date on the second large piece.
Right. The town recreation department is hosting a trunk or treat at the Ellenville School on October 31st. And they're going to be inviting all business, community members, and organizations to participate. I think she has about 6 or 7 people committed to bring their vehicles there to give candy out so far.
Decorate their cars.
There's a link, if they go to the our Facebook page, there's a brochure up for it, and there's a link if they click on it and they want to register that they're gonna be there with their decorated car and which category they're, because it's a contest, so they can do that through the link.
Flag football is underway, and my sister's keepers.
Yep.
Yep.
And they have a new mission statement.
Cassie has more info on that. They're planning trips to Jurassic Park live trip and a city trip.
That's still in the planning stages, but yeah.
And transfer station, as Tony said, the road is being paved. It looks great. 2 roads in the Fentankill Cemetery were paved, and they're looking great. We have 2 fundraisers going on at the cemetery. Wreaths for loved ones, $45 a piece, and the cemetery personnel will install them and remove them. And there's a roast pork dinner at the Elks Club to benefit the Fentankill Cemetery on October 21st. The pools have been drained, and the Ellenville pool, the scaffolding support was removed yesterday from there. So when Mike Cedar gets back, he has to make sure everything is drained out properly as far as the equipment in the building. And that's it.
Okay. Cassie?
So, Bill alluded to My Sister's Keeper, which is a program that is running parallel with My Brother's Keeper at the high school. And we are partnering with the school on this project, and they have a new mission statement. My Sister's Keepers Club is dedicated to providing a nurturing and empowering environment for young adolescents. Carefully designed frameworks, we offer appropriate structure that foster positive youth development. Our club combines engaging activities, mentorships, skill-building opportunities to guide participants in their personal growth journey. By nurturing their talents, instilling values, and encouraging open communication, we create a safe space where the youth can thrive and develop into confident, responsible, well-rounded adults. And that will be, they just finished the grant application for that, and the town, through the rec department, will be partnering with the school, and they will be running parallel programs, My Brother's Keepers and My Sister's Keepers. She wanted me to let you know that at the Shawanga Senior Center, they're doing their first event there in conjunction with the hospital. They will be doing Balance Matters for the next starting October 16th, and for the next 4 to 6 weeks, Mondays and Wednesdays, from 4 to 6 at the Senior Center, they'll be doing a program called Balance Matters, and that's the first foray for the rec department to involve the seniors in activities. She started investigating the cost of it, getting a trip up to the Jurassic Park live show, which is in Albany. We'll have more to follow on that. And she's looking for information from this different senior organizations of if they would like to do a bus trip into the city and a time frame that they would like to do that. So they can reach back out to Nosari if they have input for that. Wawarsing Water District is moving along. All but 5 connections have been made. Very soon, we hope to be doing the green sand filter. I know, there's always 5 because I can't hook them up until the wells are online. But the green sand filters will be starting to be flushed very soon. And once that's done, the tank and everything will be online and we'll be able to move forward with that. They're working on the lateral lines in Kerhonkson. They're relining the sewer lines in Kerhonkson. That started last week, started at the Monday, and will be continuing for the next week or so. So if you see National Water, their trucks are all over Kerhonkson right now, and they're at the behest of the town. We hired them to do reline the lateral lines. The water department will be reaching out to all of our water residents in all of our districts because we need to come in and we'll be doing testing, flushing and testing in each of the districts because there's new testing coming out of Albany that we need to do, and there'll be letters in the mail and letters in your mailbox and eventually sticky notes on your door if you don't respond to the letters because we will need access to your home in order to do the testing. But more of that to follow, and we'll be putting stuff up very soon on the website so that you can get more information on that. And that's all I have tonight. Oh, wait. Sorry. The Ukrainians are hosting a Q&A at the Napanock Fire at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Come out and meet all the candidates that are running for town board. That's all I've got.
I crossed that off my list.
Sorry.
Okay, so, we talk about infrastructure all the time, water, sewer, roads. The other part of the infrastructure, then that's been my responsibility, is updating and modernizing our broadband and IT services infrastructure. And we've done upgrading of the internet connectivity that Town Hall has, and we're about to flip the switch next week on the new phone system that the town is implementing as a benefit to the residents. It's going to cost the town taxpayers less money than the existing infrastructure does, and in addition to that, we will have direct-in dial capability into the clerk's office, into the building department, into the supervisor's office, and several other areas within the town infrastructure. So instead of getting that generic message and only having that way to get to the different departments, once you know what phone number you want to dial into, you'll actually be able to dial into that. We're also going to be able to communicate better with residents when there are things like snow closings and things like that, because we've got a lot of flexibility with the new system that's going in place. So as I said, that's about to get turned on next week, and the focus on all of this really has been to try to provide better services to the residents at lower costs, and I think we're making a lot of progress on that. Mike might talk a little bit more about where we're going with the building department software. The clerk's office just started on some new software that they're working on as well. So as it's important to maintain our water, sewer, and roads, it's also important to maintain our IT infrastructure. And I think we've come a long way in doing that. So next step is the phones, and that's all I've got for today.
Mike?
Yes, sir. As far as emergency services go, today was a pretty bad day for emergency services. I'm sure everyone heard about the horrific bus accident today in the town of Wawayanda. Any accident is a bad accident, but when you pull up on one with there's children involved, it hits a different nerve. So
Got that right.
just say an extra prayer tonight for those people that lost their lives and ones that are injured and the families that are dealing with what happened today. As you can all tell, the weather's changing. It's getting a little cooler out. You're going to start lighting wood stoves, any other kind of heating stoves you may have in your home. We ask you please clean your chimneys out, get them inspected. Could be anything as simple as a bird making a nest in a squirrel. Leftover creosote from last year's burning can create chimney fires, which can then turn into full-blown structure fires. Tony, once again, commend you for all the work you guys do on the roads. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. As far as the building department goes, as Paul touched on earlier, we did agree on a new software program, which is going to help as far as the paperwork and the policy and so forth going forward. There's training going to be starting very soon. It will benefit the people filing permits as well as also the people we have in our office. Still very busy in the office. In their last report, 47 brand new permits. 103 inspections, and 19 COs. So they're still moving quite a bit in there. Lastly, in our assessors report, Renee did note that the school taxes are now coming out and people are noticing the change in the STAR program. We ask that you please call the department for the STAR program and ask them any questions you may have or concerns. Coming down here and trying to get her to help you is not as beneficial as actually calling the STAR office in Kingston, and they can help you out better with any questions to the changes to the program.
It's also important for the seniors on the Enhanced Star program too, when they turn, I don't remember what the age is, but when you turn a certain age, you qualify for
Yep.
the Enhanced Star, and it's not an automatic. You actually have to essentially apply for it, so.
Correct, and they did have a meeting on the eligibility and the lowering of the requirements for that program, but it hasn't been completed yet, so she can't give a report as far as what's happening with the seniors.
Now, the assessor's office is also going to have access to that new software to aid her in her evaluations of properties, right?
Correct. What'll happen, basically, just a quick rundown, is the building department will go out, do their inspections, they'll be able to take photos of the property, photos of anything that's been done to the property, and instead of the assessor having to wait for them to get the stuff over to her or chase them down, she can just go into the same system and pull up all the information, what's been done as far as renovations, building, whatever it may be, and it just makes it easier for assessment. Much, much easier, because right now they're running in circles trying to get the village and the town stuff together to have it all done correctly. So, and it bogs down the office. It really does bog them down heavily.
Yep.
It's a lot of waste of time that doesn't need to be done that way. So this new software implementation will definitely be beneficial to both offices. And that's all I have for this evening.
That's cute. By listening, and anybody that's listening to this meeting or presently here in the room, you know, the board members deserve a lot of credit. Over the years that I've been on the board, this one board right now is working pretty good, and just the display of what you're discussing tonight, the highway superintendent as well as the town clerk, you know, we're getting things done and improving things, and it's costing less money. And infrastructure is, I mean, telephone systems are infrastructure. Yep. A lot of the things that we're doing are infrastructure, and the goal is to save the money for the residents, but it's also to be more
Business friendly.
business friendly. Correct. Getting out in the field with all the software gadgets or whatever equipment is something that can be done. You know, that can be sometimes a good conversation between the residents or the contractors, whoever they're talking to. They can do a lot of this stuff sometimes right there while they're with these people.
Yep.
So that's also developing a closer relationship in a positive manner to the people that are either residents and making improvements to their house, or contractors that are working to make a living and improving, you know, people's houses or businesses. So yesterday we certified the tentative budget, which is the first phase of the three-phase annual town budget. It was due on September 30th, but we got it done early. The next phase is the preliminary budget, and then the final budget in November. Parks and Trails, Open Space Institute is moving quite a bit along. We had mentioned in earlier meetings that the Highway Department removed the inexpensive tractor bed that was put there years ago, and OSI we have some grant money from the county that we're going from the sewer plant, you know, north, and it's moving along pretty good. They've blocked off that area where the trailer bed was until the new bridge gets in there, and everything's, you know, OSI Open Space Institute this is what they do. So it's good to have a partner like that when it's really not costing the town much of anything. So I think, again, this is the tentative budget that was approved yesterday, and we have a week or so of, I'm not going to say respite, because you're going to now work on the preliminary budget, but you know, I want to thank everybody that's on the board for the work that they're putting in for the residents. All right, so we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mike makes the motion to adjourn, and Cassie seconds it. But actually, when Cassie talks, she goes, "Oh, wait a minute!
No, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute.
There's no wait a minute here.
Yep.
We're
We have to
closing
go
the
into
meeting."
executive, right, because we didn't finish?